Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Joy. I started the project with 24 products, but right now, for this update, I'm going to give you an update on 20 products because I've already managed to hit goal on 4 products. The products I'm working on for this year is actually a combination of products I've worked on last year, either because I didn't hit my goal of 100 uses or I plan to do another 100 uses this year, and products that I've never worked on. So there are new products that I just started working on in this project. Let me start my update with the face primer. So for each update, I've actually set a goal, a target to be on track on each category. And for this one, my goal is to hit 18 uses. But since I missed doing an update earlier, I am planning to do a recalibration. And it's just right given that we are now at the midpoint of the year. So for this category, the new target is 17. So not very far from the 18, which is the original target for this category. For this Ellena Blur Makeup Primer, I have now used this 57 times. And for this Mary Kay Honey Glow Finisher, I have now used this 59 times. So for both products, it's now beyond the midpoint, over 50 uses. And then the next category here would be the foundation. I'm working on 3 foundations. So we have this Missha Cushion Foundation, the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation. So this is the one that I'm referring to that I've worked on last year. I hit 100 uses and then I'm doing 100 uses again this year. And based on my progress on this one, I am planning to use this up next year. And let's see if I will be able to manage to do that, but that's still for next year. And the last foundation in the project is this Etude House Double Lasting Foundation. And this one, I've hit 100 uses. So this will now be out of the project. And then recalibrating the number of uses I need to do for this category. From 23, it's now down to 17. For this LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation, I've now used this 67 times. And then for this cushion foundation, I'm now at 50 uses. So for this category, similar to the primer, it looks like I am on track because I've now used these products beyond 50 uses. For the 2 products left at least, and this one is now out of the project. The next category is the concealer. I started the project with 2 concealers, but I managed to hit goal on one of the concealers, and I just have this left. This is the Trestique Mini Concealer Crayon. And for this one, the target is for me to use this 12 times in each update. And for this, after doing a recalibration, I still need to use this 12 times to be on track. I have finally now used this 38 times. So this one, my progress is a bit slow because I'm at 38 uses. I am not on track given that we're now at the midpoint. And the increased usage is not really helping me because in my previous updates, I just managed to use this 4 times or 6 times. So quite slow. It's the same story for the next category. So this color corrector, this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal Color Corrector. The shade is green. This is a carryover from last year. I am to use this 5 times. That's the goal. But because I haven't really been using this, the new goal now to be on track is I need to use this at least 8 times in each update. I am now at 62 uses though. Having said that, although I've hit the 50 uses, more than 50 uses, I'm not so confident with this one because this is really something I don't really reach for. If I have given my update earlier, I've just used this twice. But since my last update, I managed to use this 6 times. So a little over the 5 uses, but still not enough to make up for the months for the other updates where I didn't hit the 5 uses. So this time I need to hit 8 uses for this one. And then the next category is my loose powder. I'm working on this Nichido final powder and the shade is Creamy Glow. For this one, the target is for me to use this 9 times in each update. And it's similar to the color corrector. I haven't really been working on this. So there's an increase in terms of the usage. I now need to use this 12 times at least for each update. I have managed to use this 39 times so far. So this is behind from in terms of progress. And then the next category are my bronzers. I'm working on 2 bronzer. I have this Pure Bronze and Brighten. So there's a bronzer in here and the other one is the number 7 bronzer. The shade is Golden Sand. For this one, both of them are actually carryover from last year. But for this one, I managed to hit goal on this number 7 bronzer. And that's what it looks like working on this for 100 times. That's, yeah, you can tell that it's now been used. But I'm not sure if that would be 100 uses at one glance. I think it's less than 100 uses. I don't really use a lot of the product in here. So for this one, I've used this 100 times. It's now out of the project. And then for the bronzer, in this Pure Bronze and Brighten, that's what it looks like. The bronzer here. And this, I've used this 64 times. And for me to be on track for this one, there's a huge reduction because at the start of the project for this category, I need to use this 14 times. This time, the goal is to use that 7 times. So it's half of the target. And I'm very happy with that because that would mean I would now have a chance to work on a bronzer that I want to use up this year. Next category are my blushes. I'm working on 3 blushes. I started with 4. I managed to hit goal on one of the blushes, so I just have 3 left in the project. So we have the blush from the Pure Bronze and Brighten, and this is that one. For this one, I've already hit 80 uses, so just 20 more uses left. For the BYS, so this one, I repurposed this container. For this one, I am now at 54 uses. So both of these beyond the 50, the midpoint. But for this pink flush, I am now at 51 uses. So that's what it looks like. The initial goal for each update is for me to use that 27 times for this category. But this time, the goal is now reduced to 23 uses. So from 27 to 23. For the blushes, it looks like, based on my progress, I'm not really having difficulty using, just like the bronzer so far. At least you can now tell which are the products that I reach for, or the category that is part of my routine. Because I'm saying that so far, there's another category where I'm not really progressing quite well, and it's the highlighter. I'm only working on 1 highlighter My goal is to use that 9 times in each update. And so far, there's a reduction in terms of the target, but it's not as significant as the blushes. Because for this one, it's down to 8 uses. Just an improvement of 1 or a reduction of 1 uses per update. And that's what this looks like. So you can see it's barely been used, but you can tell it's been used. Yeah. It's quite pigmented, that one actually. But I'm more generous whenever I use that with the blush. Now, the next category is my eyebrow powder. I'm only working on one, and it's a Nichido Eyebrow Liner Duo Kit. And for this one, this is what it looks like after 100 uses. For this one, I'm referring to this shade. But right now, I'm also using this shade for my eyebrows. I just hit my 100 uses on this one. I mean, after hitting 100 uses, I started working on this one. Between the two shades, actually, this is more my shade than this one. And it's mainly because of the color of my hair. So it looks better using that shade. So this is also out of the project right now. And so far, I have now hit goal on 3 products for this update. And I think that's it. That's the only 3 products that I managed to hit goal on for this update. Hit goal on means I've used it 100 times. Then the next category is an eyeliner. So for this Mistine eyeliner, I've now used this 56 times. The goal is for me to use that one 109 uses for each update. And because I'm now at 56 uses, it's now down to 9. Oh, it's still 9 uses. I thought it would be less. Okay. It's still 9 uses. So for this one, already at midpoint, but in terms of the usage, there's really not much difference because I rounded up. I need to use that 8.8 times or 9 times for each update. The next category is my lip liner. I'm working on just one lip liner, and it is this Beauty Glaze lip liner, and the shade is Nude. For this one, my goal is to use this 9 times in each update, and at this point, I've now used this 50 times. And for me to be on track, I am going to set, or the target is now 10 uses. I am anticipating that I might just be doing 5 more updates for this project, so I'm calculating it against 5 more updates. So that means I need to increase my usage of this one by 1. It will now be 10 uses per update. And finally, the last 3 products in the project are my lipsticks. I started working on 4 lip products or lipsticks, but I managed to hit goal on 1, and I have 3 left in the project. So I have this Maybelline Bullet Lipstick. This is Lust for Blush. That's the shade name. I've already used this 64 times. And then for this NYX London NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and the shade is London, I've now used this 60 times. And lastly, this is a Focallure Liquid Lipstick, and the shade number is 104. I've used that 54 times. So among the 3 products, I've used this the most. My goal is to use these products 27 times for each update when I started this project at the start of the year. But this time, recalibrating it, I now need to hit goal of 24 uses. So from 27, it's now down to 24 uses. So far, among the three, this is actually the product that I find it a bit easy to use because there's color in there. Compared to these two, normally when I wear this, I actually wear in combination of another colorful lipstick. So there you go. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 products left in the project. I managed to hit goal on 3 products for this update. Hopefully, my next month's update, I've hit goal on at least the blush, one of the blushes. That's the only one I am seeing I might be able to hit 100 uses. The rest are still far from the number that I would normally be able to use the product. So when I say the blush from the Pure Bronze and Brighten, that would mean I might be focusing on that blush, because I need 20 more uses to get to 100 uses. And the goal for that category is 23 uses. So this is my update for my Project 100 uses. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!